Hi, my name's Joe. I am still a fat black belt, slightly less fat black belt today because it is weigh-in Wednesday. Anyway, weighed in at 314 pounds this morning.
Yeah.
Which is good. That means that the trip and the heaviness of the food therein didn't completely derail me. That's great. Love when that happens. You love to see it. I would love to talk about how food has been today, but there hasn't been much food today. I've got this is lunch and also breakfast because I had a lot going on in the morning. I don't know what this is. I threw some leftover veggies in a pan. I added some lean beef. I added some stock. I added some rice. This is what came out. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. So in lieu of talking about those things, I want to talk about uniform care today. It is a topic that is near and dear to my heart only because I just washed my uniform just a couple of seconds ago, and so now I'm thinking about it. So let's talk this through. First off, washing is absolutely the most important thing you can do for your uniform. You know that. I know that. Go wash your uniform. So I train with my kids, and one thing I am constantly amazed by is the fact that literally after class, their uniforms look and feel and smell the same as before, and I hate that because mine feel like a wet dog and they smell like that same wet dog's asshole. This is because my kids are, young, right? 9 and 11, so they're not getting the full grown-up sweats and body oils and stuff, so whatever. I do not have that luck. So to avoid stains, I wash mine immediately after class. Otherwise, the oils from my skin are going to yellow it over time. And I don't know about you, but I like wipe my face with my sleeves a lot. I probably shouldn't, but I left my handkerchief in my other dojang. So what are you going to do? And I do not want to have to replace them very often because doing that means going through 3 different uniforms shipped from Korea, probably returning 2, and then hemming the pants because martial arts uniforms are basically all the same shape and they just balloon up in all directions in size, and they just assume that someone with my waist size is 9 feet tall. I guess there's no fat dudes in Korea. I know they visit. I've seen them on the Kukiwon website, but I don't know, maybe they have to import them or something. Maybe they're not doing Taekwondo, I don't know. But it's hard. And also, I can wear an 8. That's my belt size at the moment. But a 9 feels a lot better, and it is also 1,000 times harder to find and 5 times as expensive. So I go through a lot of uniforms and a lot of hemming, and I hate it. Plus, every time you get a new top, you got to put the patches on, and it's just who wants to deal with that? So I try to keep mine as pristine as possible. That's my strong advice. Honestly, I just use the regular detergent. I do mine on kind of like if your washer gets real hot, do it on low heat. Mine runs as cold as it can. It's like at an energy saving mode, so that's not a big deal. The only time I ever worry about mixing like colors and blacks and whites and whatever is the first time I wash something. So if I get a brand new belt, I wash it first and I never wash it again. If I get a brand new pair, like I just got some red dobok pants, like the assistant instructor pants, so I washed those by themselves, and after that they can wash with everything else. The only other exception is my pink dobok. I tend to still wash it by itself because it took a lot of dye to get it that color pink, and so it's still kind of leaching just a little bit, but my guess is that after 2 or 3 more washes, I will not have to worry about that one either. All right, and now you know. Anyway, as far as training today goes, today is a double. I've got a sword class, followed by a Taekwondo class, followed by my daughter's Gongkwan Yusul, so it's going to be a long day of training. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner yet, but I have a feeling it'll be something very fast because it's going to be a busy night. All right, catch you later.